Today we will learn about object and complement. Now, as you all know that sentences are made up of two parts, subject and predicate. Now, all sentences they have a subject and a verb. Now, the example is bird fly. Bird is a subject and fly is a verb. Some sentences may also have an object after the verb. The example, Sarah kicks the ball. Sarah is a subject over here, kicks is a verb, and the ball is an object. Now, what objects are? What are objects? Objects are words that directly or indirectly receives the action of the verb. As we all know, that verb is a action word. So, the object, they are the words that directly or indirectly receives the action of the verb. Now, object they also add to the meaning of the verb. Now, let me explain you with an example. Now, example 1, Saurabh reads. The gardener waters. Now, if you see the above two example, Saurabh reads. So, read is a verb and water. These are two verbs and they need to be followed by some word or words to make that meaning clear. Though we are getting the meaning, Saurabh reads, the gardener waters, but the clear meaning, to make it more clear, when we add some word or words, they are your object. Now, Saurabh reads a book. Now, the example is more clear. The gardeners, what the gardener waters? The gardener waters the plant. So, means the action verb. Now, it is explaining us that Saurabh reads a book and the gardener waters the plant. So, these sentences tell us Saurabh read and what the gardener waters. So, the word a book and the plants are added to the verb to complete their meaning. So, these words are called objects. Now, there are two kinds of object. First is direct object and second is your indirect object. Now, direct object, it follows an action verb and answers the question whom or what. Remember these two words, whom or what. Whenever you need to find a direct object, you need to ask a question, whom or what. It is always a noun or a pronoun. Your direct object, it can be a noun or a pronoun, and not all action verbs requires direct object. Many times we don't even require the direct object. Now let me explain you with the example. Joey like apples and corn. So over here, if we are what is the verb? Likes. Now if we are going to ask the question, Joey likes what? So Joey likes apple and corn. So apple and corn, they are your direct object. Similarly, the second example, the boy in the red coat bought a new kite. Now let's find a verb. The red boy in the red coat bought what? He bought a kite. So kite is your direct object. Harry waited on the corner. Now in this beta, waited. What? We are not getting the answer of what or whom. So in that case, we are having no direct object. Okay? Because waited is not giving us the answer of whom or what. So the third example, Harry waited on the corner, is not having any direct object. Now, how to find the object? As I said, see, subject, action verb, and when we are going to find the action verb, we are going to raise a question whom or what. And when we are going to get the answer, that will be our direct object. Mom ate what? Cookies. So cookies is your direct object. To find a direct object, find the subject and the action verb, then ask whom or what received the action of the verb. So mom ate what? Cookies. The answer can be what or answer can be whom. That you need to find out. Okay. Now examples of direct object, we can even have two direct objects. Now Marilyn forgot her what? What she forgot? She forgot keys and phone. So these are your direct object. Luke wore what? Gloves and jacket. So these are your direct object. So hope so direct object is clear. Now come to indirect object. If there is a direct object, then ask to whom, to what. For whom or for what was the action done. Now in indirect question, remember one thing. Indirect question, mostly your indirect object, it comes before the direct object. And in that case, example, I kicked Sally the soccer ball. So now I kicked Sally the soccer ball. Now to whom? Now the question will go to verb. I kicked what? The answer is ball. I kicked ball. Okay. Now then I will be asking to whom? I kicked the ball to whom? I kicked the ball to Sally. So Sally is your indirect object over here. Is that clear? So your indirect object comes before the direct object. He gave his teacher an apple. Now he gave, it's a verb. He gave what? An apple. Now he gave an apple to whom? To his teacher. So this is your indirect object. Is that clear? Now means first we are going to find the direct object, then we'll ask the question whom, and then we are able to find the indirect object. John bought his son a present. Now what is a verb over here? Bought. John bought what? A present. Now for whom? The answer will be his son. So his son is your indirect object. Now let's come to complement. Now this is the introduction to complement. Now let's see what are these complements. Sometimes just a subject and a verb by themselves will express a complete thought. Now as we know, rain fell, bird sings. They are giving us a meaning, okay? We are able to understand. But many times we are not able, though we have a subject and we have a verb also, but still then too, we are not able to get the complete sense of the sentence. So, like example, Tracy wrapped. That is, he seems. Now in this case, we are not able to understand what this sentence is trying to say. So the previous example need other words to complete the thought, begin by subject and verb. These other words are called complements. Now we require some word to complete this, other words to give a meaning to these words. So a complement is a word or a group of words that complete the meaning of a subject and verb. Complement usually appear right after the verb or very close to it. Most complements are nouns, pronouns or adjectives. Now, if I say the baby looks, now I am having a subject, the baby, and I am having a verb looks. But I am not able to get the complete meaning of that. So, to make a complete meaning of that, if I add a word, the baby looks happy. So, that is how we are going to complete the sentence. Now, in other words, we can say, in an easy language, we can say complement is a word added to complete an incomplete sentence. The boy seemed, the dog is. These are your incomplete sentences. Now, if you have observed this, that over here, the verbs which we are using, they are your linking verbs. They are not your action verbs, they are not your doing verbs, they are your linking verbs. Now let's see. Subject complement, they follow linking verbs. Okay, in your object cases, we were not having linking words, but in complement, if you will be seeing the example, you'll observe that they follow linking verbs and they describe or rename the subject. Now, some common linking verbs are am, is, are, was, were. Other are appear, become, feel, look, sound. Now, some common linking words I have given over here: am, look, is, feel, are, taste. Now, smell. Now, if I say a word, it smells. Now, it's not making any smell. It smells bad or it smells good. So then only we are going to make a sense. Okay. So now let's see the example. He is a subject, is a linking verb, and we are using a word, a monster. A monster is a noun. So over here, this is a monster is your subject complement. He looks stunning. He looks is not making a sense, so we have added a word stunning. So this is your subject complement. So your complement words, they are added with your linking verbs to make a complete sense. So hope so your object and your complements are clear to you.